Well, Prime Minister Stephen Harper is on Vancouver Island tonight on a campaign-style swing that makes you wonder if we may still face a fall election. The PM and his defence minister have been stumping up and down the island today, and they brought their federal checkbooks with them, targeting island ridings that could be vulnerable, such as Esquimalt, Juan to Fuca, where Liberal Keith Martin clung to his seat by just 68 votes in the last election. There's a new poll tonight that shows the Tories may have their work cut out for him. The Prime Minister among his supporters tonight. He'll speak momentarily. First, Stephen Andrew has a look at his day and the defence ministers.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to the Canadian Forces Base at Esquimalt.
The Conservatives began early, dispatching Canada's defence minister to drop more than $35 million at CFB Esquimalt.
I'm pleased to announce that we're building a new facility that will house the base's command post and fire hall, a base command post that is stood up to support the commander and to serve as an emergency response operations center.
Peter MacKay hit familiar Conservative themes during his announcement: the importance of the naval base in Canada's military and its involvement seizing the most recent ship full of Tamil migrants.
To do so,
but in what would normally be a non-partisan announcement, MacKay couldn't help playing up the Conservatives' commitment to military spending while taking a swipe at the Liberals.
And I know that after years of yearning, a decade of darkness and callous carelessness about the forces in the late 1990s, Canada's men and women in uniform need a government who will stand behind them.
With that, the defence minister opened and toured a new $28 million hazmat centre on the base, and then he was off. CFB Esquimalt sits in the riding of longtime MP Keith Martin, who has sat as a Reform, Alliance and Liberal. The Conservatives believe they have a chance of stealing the seat, won by just 68 votes in the last election.
This riding is a swing riding. It's always been a three-way battle between the NDP, the Conservatives and the Liberal Party, and over the last few elections, and it's going to be that again. So we'll see what happens after the next election.
But it could take a lot more than spending money and attacking Liberal failures to win the seat from the popular MP. After a summer of troubles, the Conservative fortunes appear to be dwindling. Two polls released today put the Tories neck and neck with the Liberals.
And make the investments that will pay
the
off.
Conservatives see Vancouver Island as fertile ground for wins in the next election. It's perhaps why Stephen Harper is making two stops on the island today, one in Nanaimo, the second at a barbecue at Hatley Castle, where he will rally hundreds of supporters. And it's no coincidence that rally will mark the second time today the Conservative stars have made an appearance in Keith Martin's Liberal territory.
Stephen Andrew joins us now live at Royal Roads as we await the Prime Minister to take the podium. Stephen.
Hudson, he's expected to arrive in just a couple of minutes from now. What he's expected to do during his speech on the stage is basically give a stump speech. He's going to talk about his day here on the island, what they have achieved, some of the moves that they've made on the island today. He's also going to remind the people here, close to a crowd of 500, probably one of the largest on Vancouver Island for a Harper speech, that there is an alternative, that they're going back for a fall sitting of the legislature on September 20th, that they don't want an election, but certainly this is going to be a period of choice, a choice between what he believes Canadians want for a government and what the Liberals believe they want for a government. And he says he doesn't want an election, but he's certainly going to remind this crowd that they need to be ready, just in case the Liberals don't cooperate with their legislative agenda. And at that point, Hudson, he says, obviously, it's going to be time to go to the polls.
All right, Stephen, thank you. Stand by. We'll check back with you when the Prime Minister takes to the podium and listen in and see if we rejoin you live. Thank you. Stephen Andrews reporting.